Alrighty, folks, he is back, and what you are about to witness is some free consulting. Yes, I'm about to get some advice, some coaching, maybe get spanked a little from the one and only Mr. Brian Adamson because he's going to let me have it. You ready for this?
I hope I am. You just gave me a tall task, man. Let's do it.
So, one of the things that I did between Christmas and New Year's was review 2023. I'm sure you do something similar. When I look back at 2023, I let's just be honest, it wasn't a great year. I was busy. I helped a lot of people. I did some cool stuff, right? Spent a month in Asia, spent 3 weeks in Europe. I bought a crazy ass house, second home. I did some cool stuff, but it wasn't a year that I was fulfilled.
Mm,
And I came to you with this purposely because I see you as someone who is always growing, being uncomfortable, changing it up. And why I thought 2023 was a disappointing year in hindsight is I never got uncomfortable. I
mm.
believe growth comes from being uncomfortable. And dude, I was just, as I look back, I was like, yeah, okay, go talk to my buddies, do 5 videos a day, blah, 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 buy this, buy that. It wasn't a year I was proud of. So, am I right? Are you purposefully always trying to be uncomfortable and grow?
I am, but I also want to caution you. So 2022 was that year for me, right? The year you just had in 2023. So I was traveling the world, like I was buying real estate, but seemingly everything just was flowing that year. It seemed like no real challenge. And after 2023 of a year of a ton of challenges and being in a lot of uncomfortable environments where there was a lot of growth that took place, I kind of wish I had 2022 again for many moments. You know what I mean? So
All right.
I just want to tell you, congratulations. I hope you enjoyed it because yeah, I think when you reach certain levels in life, that it's going to continue to be this cycle
Mm,
of that. And I
okay.
think it's healthy to have the cycle where you're having both experiences because if
Mm,
you stay in one of those cycles, which is what I would call the downward cycle,
right.
for too long, it gets ugly down there sometimes, because then you start to feel as if you're not having any accomplishments and you're not,
Mm,
having the sense of self-worth. And so it's some things that happen during that deconstruction process while you're evolving to the next level
mm.
that I just think it's important for us to enjoy every part of the circle. The fact that you identified that you're ready for the next part of the circle, I think also is healthy. But
Mm.
I don't despise anything that you did last year. I think that's phenomenal, man. I think you had to some degree of reprieve, whether
Okay.
you realize it or not. And
Yeah. Maybe
and
you're right.
I think as you go through this year, you're going to be even more grateful for what you did last year.
I if it's I beat myself up a lot,
Hmm.
right? Your advice coaching hits hard because you're right. I have run so far so fast for so long that maybe 2023 was a year to just take a breath, right? Deep breathe. And again, it's not like we did nothing, right?
Correct.
We
Correct.
still did 2,000 videos and we probably helped 10,000 people and so all of yeah. Maybe maybe I'll look back in a couple years and realize that that was a well-earned year. That's that's nice to hear. So I appreciate that. I will
Oh,
think about that.
100%. And you know who we are as friends,
Oh
bro. I
yeah.
would never
Oh
blow
yeah.
smoke. I genuinely mean that. And I know how it is. We find that we're wired differently, right, than most people. And it's hard for us to sit back and enjoy it. It's hard for us to smell the roses. And when you think about it, all the work we do to put ourselves in position to enjoy such things as you did this past year. And
Mhm.
then when we do them, we still kicking ourselves. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, well, what are we doing here, right?
Yeah,
We're never going to be fulfilled.
exactly.
Yeah,
Ah,
right. I mean, there's some truth to that, right? I think
yeah.
we're just glutton for punishment in that regard. But I can at
Sometimes.
least tell you from my humble vantage point that when I had that year in 2022, similar to your 2023, And
Mm.
after going through what I did in 20, I mean, we doubled our revenue in one of our companies in 2023, and I couldn't even enjoy it because there was just so much deconstruction still happening.
Right. Right.
And I took a sabbatical at the end of last year by myself, 4 days, 3 nights at the beach, just to try to gain some clarity and reflection surrounding what had happened. Because in real time, it was like,
Yeah.
you know, hitting these big milestones, but never really having the opportunity to sit in it and
Mhm.
actually understand what had happened. So I think it's healthy, man. I personally am glad that you had the year that you did last year. And I think you're gonna find even by quarter two, end of quarter two this year, and
Mm.
after doing this event in Vegas and all of what even goes into that, right? Hosting a live
Yeah.
event, people fail to realize how much work that is in
Yeah.
and of itself. And I think by the end of that, you're gonna be like, yeah, I can't wait to get back to that new house I bought.
I need a break.
Right.
Yeah, it does it putting on an event without a team, right? I don't have a team. It's more time consuming and more expensive than most people
For
probably
sure. For sure.
imagine. Um, this has been a lot of fun. I will say um, that for 2023, again, I'm going to go back to just sharing with people what I'm doing because I do have goals for myself, and it's not goals, right? It's activities.
Hmm.
I hold myself to a certain measure, and I'm going to report to my community every Sunday morning how I did. Some of this is health goals, right? We were joking off camera that after my, trip to Europe and holiday season, I personally ballooned to 208. I get concerned at 200, right? So 208 is bigger than 200 in case you're wondering. So now I'm going to try to get to 185.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm going to try to do something this year I've never done, which is run a marathon. I've done 3 half marathons, but never ran full marathon. I've already registered the Las Vegas Marathon first or second week of November. I'm
Nice.
tracking my miles. I'm going to go to 3 events this year. I haven't really paid to go to events. So I signed up for Think Media's event. I
Mm.
think it's in April. I will go to 2 others. I'm going to go get in rooms and be that person in the chair. I've not done that a lot over my career because I worked full time and, all of those things. But
Mm.
I, yeah, I'm going to do some cool new stuff and get uncomfortable this year.
That's good, Mike. I think I'm gonna tell you, man, last year I joined this mastermind and it was life changing. It really was life changing. Beyond the coach himself, who's one of the top business coaches in the world right now, Myron Golden, but the people, right? When you get people that spend 55 grand minimum to be a part of this group, the quality of individual that you're dealing with and the mindset of that individual is, I mean, you in a room full of killers. You
Mm,
know what I mean? And
yeah.
you need to be in those rooms to sharpen you, to give you perspective on where you at. Because a lot of the time, when you out there by yourself, your gauge can be a little off, right? You put yourself in those environments and you learn a lot. You learn a lot from them, but then you also realize how much you have to offer in such a group as well. And so I think it's important. I spend probably close to 6 figures a year the last couple of years just on putting myself in those environments. And I plan to do the same again this year. It's requisite for evolution, in my opinion. And
Yeah.
it's been the catalyst to my growth over the last 7, 8 years for sure.
Yeah. That's really what I see in you, both with these shows, but both our friendship off shows is you're, you invest in yourself. You're growing, you're getting uncomfortable. You're seeking bigger rooms. And, that's not something I've done on purpose in years. And we're going to change that up in 2024. Brian, where can people follow you and see all the great stuff you're doing day in and day out?
Yes, sir. Brian Adamson Official on YouTube and Brian Adamson Official on Instagram.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man.